Well, I am happy today to be joined by Professor Scott Roark. Dr. Roark is one of my new colleagues here in the finance department at the University of Tennessee. Dr. Roark joined our faculty just before the 2020-2021 school year, and just kind of going through a few things about you, Scott. I know that you have about a dozen years of industry experience in commercial real estate. You've got a PhD in finance. You've taught a slew of real estate courses at a couple of different universities. And in your most recent position before here, you actually ran, or you're the director of a real estate center. And so in all of that, you are a tremendous addition to our department. You fill many holes. You add value in so many ways, and so we're happy to have you. I'm happy to have you as a colleague. Happy to have you joining us today on this video. But just first off, how's that? So you've been in Knoxville for almost a year. How are you liking Knoxville? How are you adjusting?
Yeah, no, we're liking it very well. The family, we all moved here. I got 4 kids, and they've kind of acclimated, gotten involved in different activities. We got softball players, a couple of rowers, a little bit of cross country action going on, and then our youngest, well, he did some rowing, but he's just this week he's doing a little tennis. So they've gotten involved with their sports activities, and me and Lisa have enjoyed it. She's probably liked the humidity a little bit more than I have. She's a Houston native, so this feels more like home. I'm a West Texas, kind of more arid type of background. So, I struggle a tad with that, but that's why God created air conditioning. So I'm doing okay.
So that's great. I'm glad that you all are settling in, and you're starting to call this place home. And I hope this ends up being a great place for you and your family. So let's. I want to talk right now about some of your vision for what we can do at UT for our students who are interested in real estate. So just as a little bit of context, prior to this upcoming year, we've only offered one real estate class on the books here in the finance department, and that's called Finance 481. I believe it's real estate finance and investment, or real estate investment and finance. But we've been offering that for a number of years, and it's been very popular for our students. And now that you've stepped in and you're able to devote a lot of yourself to real estate, my understanding is we are tripling our real estate offerings over the next 2 years. And so could you just talk a little bit about that transformation and what offerings are now going to be available for our students?
You bet. So we're going to 3 classes that we're rolling out over time, because they're in a sequence. So the first class in the sequence is now going to be Principles of Real Estate. So that's Finance 381, and it will become the prerequisite for the course you mentioned, Finance 481, going forward. And so we got the Principles of Real Estate, like you said, real estate finance and investment analysis, and then the capstone course, Finance 482, that's going to roll out next school year. So whatever that is, 2022, 2023 is the capstone course. That's going to build on the previous 2, and that'll be kind of a cases course, a very hands-on applied course. So I can talk about each of those real quick.
Yeah. That first. I mean, I think some of our students have some sense of what 481 is, because it's an established course, and that obviously was the only course students with an interest in real estate could take. Now, I guess if students only want to take a single course in real estate, they would take 381. And so what is the main thrust of 381?
Yeah, so it's a very broad-based introductory course. So a lot of terminology, a lot of kind of background information that in the past with the 41 class, and especially as I was teaching it, I was kind of cramming a lot of information into is a one-shot deal. And so now that we have 3 courses to kind of explore the world of real estate in the finance curriculum, there's a lot more opportunity to spend time, go a little bit deeper, get a little bit more background, and not feel rushed, or especially for the students, not feel like they're getting overwhelmed by information, right? So, I'm
Yeah.
peeling
So
out some of
that, yeah. So that course, we're offering that for the first time this fall, and I believe you're teaching 2 sections. I think there's somewhere around 70 students enrolled across the 2 sections right now. We probably got enough space for another 20 or 30, possibly, who are interested. But who can take that course starting in the fall, or where do you have to be in your finance sequence to take that course?
Yeah, and I don't even know that it's actually limited to finance students. Of course, this may be directed to primarily finance students, but anybody that's had Finance 306, that introductory finance course, even as a co-requisite. So you can be taking this class, Finance 381, concurrently with the that introduction to finance or principles. I'm not sure what it's called.
Yeah, so that can be certainly very attractive to finance students that really want to pursue a career in finance. As early as this fall, they can take my course, which is Finance 306. That's our intro course, and at the same time, they could go ahead and take their intro to real estate. Of course, they could delay the intro till the spring, but those that really want to get going can go ahead and take it concurrently. And so then that together, I guess, becomes a prerequisite for the 481 course that we've always had. But
that's right.
Is that course changing a little bit too?
Just like I mentioned, some of the more introductory material is going to be peeled out, the descriptive kind of a thing. So it's already a very intensive kind of analytical course, a lot of computations, a lot of Excel work. We use a fair amount of this software called Argus to model real estate cash flows. So it's a heavy duty finance course. It's a senior level finance course. So, now there'll be, a little bit slower pace perhaps, and maybe more palatable from a student's perspective in terms of digesting the material and using it. So it's a very hands-on course, a lot of Excel work, computational work, and we're doing what analysts do in the real estate world. So it's a very practical, it leans on my background from a real estate finance perspective. So, that's kind of how I'm teaching the course.
Yeah. So then in the 2021-2022 school year, any student could conceivably take both of those courses. And so, if you're a junior going in this year, then you've got that under your belt, and then you can move on to hopefully what we're going to be able to offer in the 22-23 school year. So we've got another course that's the 482. And you mentioned that as a case course, and so could you explain that a little bit more? So this will be the course that you will hopefully be rolling out in the 2022-2023 school year.
Yeah, so it's again an applied kind of a course where we're going to be looking at specific projects. So we'll be doing kind of more in-depth analysis on a single project or maybe a couple of different projects. So case studies, kind of going very deep into something. And hopefully we're going to have, a lot of guest speakers. I think there's going to be quite a bit of interest from our alumni and the community at large, the real estate community here in Knoxville, to kind of be a part of that. So, we may go, for instance, down the street where they've just demolished the Jason's Deli and all that retail, and they're going to be putting up student housing, and that's going to be being developed over the next 18 months or so. We might go and do a site visit and talk to the lenders and the city, and just go very deep into that one project and kind of trace it along its life cycle. So, in addition to that, we're going to be participating in some case study competitions. So there's probably a dozen competitions around the country for undergraduate students. There's another handful for grad students in real estate. So we're going to participate in that. Each person in the class is going to be part of a team, and they're going to kind of go through an analysis of a case and present that. And hopefully, we'll start to develop a reputation nationally as a school that's producing sharp students that understand real estate and can contribute in the working world.
Outstanding. So just thinking about how this fits into the curriculum. I think ultimately we're going to have some discussions about doing something very formal. But as the curriculum stands right now, a finance major within finance has a few required courses and then can select or has to select three different finance electives. And so right now, a finance major that wants to specialize in real estate can hit the ground running and basically take these three courses as their finance electives. And so that should really feed people into these types of careers. And so I think that's super exciting, just based on the number of students that I've talked to that mention real estate as something that they're kind of thinking about. And so I love these opportunities that you're helping to create.